Hi there, I'm Adrian, and in this video I'll be showing you a variant of Terra Mystica which we call Terra Mystica Express. It's got dice, modular board building and many more features. Permission was obtained from Frank Heron from Feuerland Spiele to upload the art and rules to Board Game Geek. Please check out the full rules and the art on the link below. This is a labor of love, and permission was obtained if we don't make any profit out of it, and all the rights belong to Feuerland Spiele. Please sit back and enjoy this walkthrough. Okay, so here I've set up the board for 3 players, dwarves, witches and chaos magicians. I've already done the board up. What we see here is the rectangular layout for 3 players. So the players take turns as part of setup to make up the board, and each player brings to the table 3 of these. For example, this is a hex that belongs to the brown faction, and taking turns each player lays one of these down according to the layout until everybody's finished. And the only restriction is that you can't place, for example, like that, where you create more terrain next to of the same color, except the river. So the river can always see here, there's lots of river or sea on the board. So I've also placed initial dwellings on the board. So as you can see, this game needs the basic Terra Mystica game because it's borrowing quite a few pieces, especially the wood pieces from the game. And part of setup, we also draw these bonus tiles, 2 more than the number of players. We also draw randomly coin action tiles. So this is the equivalent of power actions in Terra Mystica. And then we also got a couple of specialized dice, which I call the recruitment pool. So these dice are available to all players during the game to recruit and increase their workforce. And also the round tiles and the cult tiles. See here on this sideboard we've got 5 rounds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and see these tiles are separate, so there's a lot of variation in setup because there are 16 round scoring tiles and 36 cult tiles, 9 different times 4 for each cult. So in this particular game we've got a bit of everything, but it appears that Cult of Earth is going to score a little bit of things in the first 2 rounds if anybody can go up that high. So in a normal game you just pick these and then these randomly and all of that and these dice, and then based on that selection then players would pick a race out of the 14 factions in the game, just like the normal Terra Mystica game. Of course all the factions are sort of tweaked slightly. We'll talk about that a bit later. Some of them have the same abilities in the original game, some have been tweaked. And yeah, if you would pick a race that you think it would enable you to score your objective during the game, especially these objectives each round. So we've got 2 points for a dwelling, 6 points upgrading to a stronghold. We'll discuss that. That's a bit equivalent of a town. Again, 2 points for dwellings and 3 points for building a dwelling using shipping. So the game is quite stripped down from Terra Mystica. There are no temples, no priests, no bridges, no towns, no power, no workers. The only currency is coins. There's no favor tiles. So it's a pretty stripped down version, but it still plays very similar to the original. You've got the dwarves, for example, don't have shipping as in the original. This is their starting pool of dice, which are these ones here. 3 white, which are basic dice, and a grey die, which is a victory point die. So the difference between the white and the colored dice is that a colored die has the same action on each side, in this case being earning a victory point, plus the same action that you would find on a white die. Okay, so also part of setup in reverse turn order, so the dwarves are the starting player. So that would be the Chaos Magicians first would pick one of these bonus tiles. So let's say they want to get some more money this first turn, so I'll just grab it and put it on their board right there. And then the witches will pick, oh, they really want to advance, and oh no, they'll probably want a shovel. And then the dwarves, they're going to get into the VPs heavily this game, so let's just get that. Now the remaining two are not bright, and that's it. Now the game can begin with phase 1, which is take income. So the dwarves will get 1 coin, and the same with the witches, 1 coin. Now the Chaos Magicians, only having 1 building on the board, same like in the original, they do not get any income, as you can see from the board there. Alright, so that being done, now we go to phase 1. Well, phase 2, sorry. So phase 1 was take income. Phase 2 is roll all your available dice. So the dwarves we roll first, and then the mermaids, sorry, the witches, and then the Chaos Magicians. So starting with the first player, which is the dwarves, they will use all these actions on their dice. So they've got some VPs, some cults, and a upgrade or a build action. So let's talk about what possibilities can be on a white basic die. This is advance a cult, get a VP, shipping, which we'll discuss shortly, shovel, terraform, or build, and get some money, or build or upgrade. So you can build using this instead of an upgrade, or you could build using this instead of using it to terraform. So the dwarves, let's say they're not happy with what they've rolled this turn. What they can do is, there's an ability here which says for 1 coin you can take 2 dice. You can't probably see that too well. You get 2 dice and you can re-roll up to 2 dice by paying a coin. Or here you could convert some of your dice into something. So what it says here is you can get 2 white dice. So let's say I don't like these 2, so I'm going to convert them into a shovel. So I'll just put one here, put the other one on top as a shovel, and as I move my dice from here to here, I'll do the action. So I'm going to do those 2 as a shovel. So then I'm going to shovel, just looking at the board, I'm going to shovel there by using my tunneling ability, which is here. So I'll pay 3 extra coins by doing a tunnel, but I get 2 VP, and then I shovel. So I put thing there. Now in order to build on that during this turn, I would have to use a build action. So because I don't really have any build actions, I could try to reroll some of these. So let's pay a coin to reroll. And I got 2 coins and 2 VPs. So I'll just take my 2 coins. Don't want to reroll again. And then I'm going to take 3 coins, and I'm going to buy this coin action here, which is a shovel. So I'm just going to flip it. So I can use the shovel as a build, and then I'm going to build on that. So the total cost would be 3 for tunneling plus 2 to place a dwelling. And then I get 4 points, 2 from here, and also 2 because in the first round you get points for building dwellings, as you can see from there. I've already paid for using this coin action, so I'm just pay for the 3 plus 2, 5. Done. And I get 4 victory points. 2, 4. And I've got this one left, which is just 2 VP. Remember, I can also use this once during the game, so I'll just flip it now, get 1 VP and a coin, and then use this, put it here. Once you move this to here, it's kind of locked, and then you do the action that's on it, so I'll get 2 more VPs. I'm on 27. And that's my turn done. So every player does all their actions in any order they like, and then they pass, and it's the next player, which is the witches, to do something this turn. Now, what have the witches rolled? They have a green building die, which always has a build slash upgrade action. So they've got 2 upgrades, some money, a ship, and a cult. And they've also got a shovel from their bonus tile for the round. So what will the witches do? Right, they will shovel and use this build action to shovel and build on an adjacent terrain. So I'll move that die there. I flipped this one face down. It can't be used anymore in this round. And they're gonna take a green and shovel there, and also build. And that'll cost them 2 money. And then they earn 2 VP from there, because everybody gets VPs for building dwellings in this first round. They also get an extra VP because their special ability is every time they put a dwelling down on the board, as you can see from there, they get an extra VP, so they score 3. 3 for the witches. And they've still got a few actions left. So we've got, let's say, the money's always good, so I'll take 2 more money. And then they've got a build and a ship, so which is quite good, because as we can see from the board, they can build there using the ship and skipping. The way the ships work is you always start your shipping at 0, and then at the beginning of the round, and then you can increase it by rolling ships. You could get a ship from a bonus tile. There's also a coin action, which we haven't drawn in this particular game, that gives you a ship for 3 cash. So they got a shipping of 1 from this ship here. So this gives you both actions, both a build and the ship. So they pay 2 more money and place another dwelling there and score 3 more victory points. They're on 26. And then they have a cult advancement. So that green one was spent, put it there, and then move the cult on their board as well, and advance 1 on the cult of let's go up on air. So as you can see here, because they've gone past the coin reward, the green player, the witches, will get 1 coin immediately from the bank. Okay, that was that. And then the Chaos Magicians, they have got some money which they can just flip and use now. 2 coins. And then they have rolled lots of ships, 2 ships there, a build and a VP. So what can they do? That's not bad, because you look on the board, they start here with 2 ships. They could actually build there, and they could also build here, and then from there they could build here. So, but the problem is they have the shipping capability of 2 ships in this round, but they don't have enough builds. So what they're going to do is they're going to look here and buy this nice coin action tile, which is 5, and lets them do 2 build or 2 upgrade actions, or 1 and 1. So let's just flip that to 5, and using that they now have, oops, can't see that, they now have 3 build actions. So we just put this die on their board, oops, there, and they're going to build 3 buildings, and that's costing 6. So they're left with 1 cash, which is sort of not good, but you can get more cash during the game from various sources. So 3 buildings on the board, which is 1 here because of the 2 shipping, 1 here, and then 1 here. So they score 6 points. They're on 26. So everybody's quite close together. And then that's it. That's the end of the round. Now, so, and they also, sorry, I forgot, they, this on their red die, they get a cult, and we haven't done anything with this one. They get an extra VP here. So red actually goes to 27, same as the dwarves, and then a cult, they'll go up on, let's say, on fire, because that will give them 1 coin. Red goes up there, they get a coin from the back. They've got 2 coins now. So all these dice have been spent, so we move them to the spent area on the board here. Okay, so that's the end of the turn. Now we look here to see what happens at the end of the round on cult rewards phase. For every 4 steps on the Cult of Earth, you get to roll a die from the recruitment pool, which is one of these. Nobody's on 4 Earth at the moment, so nothing happens there. So we move on to the next round. We take these 2 off. That's done. And then player marker moves clockwise. Well, before we do that, actually, we return these bonus tiles. So the first player returns the first and gets 1 from the 2. So let's, maybe he wants to get a cult next turn, because the dwarves can't really use ships. See there, they have no shipping capability. Now the witches will want to grab maybe the ship. They probably want to extend some more on the board here, and maybe then here, and so on. So they'll get a ship and return that. Then the Chaos Magicians really are cash strapped because they bought that nice and juicy expensive coin action, so they're going to grab the cash and return that. Okay, player marker moves clockwise, and then we start with another, we flip these back, and then we start the next round with the income phase. So the dwarves will get 1 income, the witches will get 2. They've built a lot of buildings, so they get 2 money. And then the Chaos Magicians will get 2 as well. Okay, so and then again reroll all available dice. Now one way to get extra dice is you can see there's a coin action tile here, which for 8 money you get a permanent specialized dice of your choice from the recruitment pool, which is one of these 6 here. So there's a yellow, which is quite good. The black one is the starting die of the alchemist, so it's got money on each side, which is good. The brown one is a shovel die, so it's got a shovel on each side, which can be good. Another cult die, and 2 of these VP dice that the dwarves have. So first in best dressed. You can also get a specialized die when you upgrade to your sanctuary. So I'll just quickly show what the sanctuary does. Costs 7 money for the dwarves. Get your permanent die, specialized one. You get a one-time advancement, and then from then on, every income phase you get an extra coin. Not all of them are the same, and the stronghold abilities are always different for all races, just like in the base game. And some of them are exactly like, for example, the nomads will always sandstorm in their stronghold, but some factions have had to have their power sort of modified to cater the new rules of this particular variant. Okay, so we'll play one more round, and then so the dwarves will roll their dice. Then the witches. And then the chaos magicians. Okay, so the witches will go first. Now we've built a lot of things in the first round, and you can see there have been some buildings next to other people. There is a thing in this game called coin leeching instead of power leeching, and it's all here, but it would have been 0 because dwellings only generate half a coin and you always round down. So in order for somebody to get a coin, they need to have upgraded to the trading post, or have 2 dwellings next to the hex in question. So for example, if grey would build a dwelling there, then green would get a coin for 0 VP. The cost is always 1 less than how many coins you would get. Okay, so what have the witches got? Well, they have quite a few build actions or upgrade, which can be good because in this round we are going to score 6 points for upgrading to the stronghold. So the witches will use this double 2 upgrade. So we place the die there to show it's been spent, and it's going to cost 3 and 7, 10. 7, 8, 9, 10 money to upgrade a dwelling using 2 upgrade actions. So let's pick that one up and replace it with the stronghold. So the witches will score 6 points. 24, 26, sorry, 32. And then what else? They've got a shovel, a build, and a cult. I've only got 2 money left, so let's shovel and build somewhere and take a cult. So we'll move all these dice here. Now there's a special ability that the witches can do this turn. We'll probably use that instead. So let's take one of these markers here and just cover that ability. What it does is it lets you build on a green hex of your choice, even if it's not adjacent. You can't reach it with chipping or directly adjacent. It still costs you 2 money to place a dwelling down, so it's not free, but you don't need a build action, and build actions is what the witches have in abundance. So they'll just spend their 2 money and they will place a building anywhere on the board. So probably they want to go, let's go here. Right, they've got a cult, a build, and a shovel. So then they can use a shovel to terraform that. They won't use the build because they've got no more money left, plus they've got that ship which they haven't really used, but that's alright. So instead of taking this action here, they'll just convert it into a coin, which is this ability here, which most well, all the factions do, but some do it a bit better than others. So they get a coin, and they haven't used their ship, and that's fine. Okay, so it's next Chaos Magicians next to play. They have rolled lots of cults and 2 upgrades. Yeah, so it's 3 cults and 2 upgrades. Upgrades is good because they could upgrade to their stronghold, but remember they've bought that coin action in the first round, so they haven't got a lot of money. So what can they do? First, they flip this and get a point and a cash. Point there. And then they've got 2, 3, 4, 5 money, and they need 10 to upgrade to the stronghold. So let's see. We can't really take too many coins, so they could go up. Let's do that. 1, 2 here and get 2 coins. And they've got 1 more cult, which let's they're going to go up on Earth. And then they've got 2 upgrade actions, so unfortunately they can't quite make it to the what we got, 4, 6, 7. They're 3 coins short. They'll just upgrade to trading posts instead. So we'll take this one and this one off and replace them with 2 of these. Again, coin leeching, nothing, because that's only a half a coin, so the dwarves will get half a coin routed down, which is 0. Okay, that's their turn done. So move all these dice to there. But they've they got to spend 6 for upgrading to. So they didn't score anything in this round, but well, now the dwarves. The dwarves have got a cult, which we'll just use straight away to go up 1 on the cult of Earth, because we've got some rewards for every 2 spots on Earth at the end of this round, which is 1 upgrade or build action. And then they have these 2 more cults and a shovel. Again, not enough money. They need 9 money, 3 plus 6 to upgrade to the stronghold. So let's just take some cults. Again, maybe take 2 cults on air. So from 1 to 3, and they get a coin. And then that's done. And then they have a shovel and a VP. So let's use the shovel. Put that thing down here. And 1 VP there, and then they can upgrade something or build, so they'll probably use their tunneling and pay 3 cash. 1, 2, 3 plus 2 more for the dwelling itself, and they're going to place a dwelling here. It's blocking the witches, and they scored 2 points for that. Okay, that's everything done. Now what I haven't mentioned is that the witches, when they build their stronghold, I'll just uncover that for a sec, they also get a permanent white die for the rest of the game to be rolled during the phase 2, which is roll all your dice. So they can't use it this turn, but they'll use it for the next 3 turns. So that's it. Again, the witches would put their bonus tile down and maybe grab some money, because everybody's sort of cash strapped. The chaos magicians will put that and grab a shovel. And then the dwarves will put their cop down, and again you can't use the shipping, so they'll just get that. Okay, now we haven't done actually cult rewards here, which for every 2 steps on the cult of Earth you get a build or an upgrade action. So the only player having that is the dwarves, so they get a upgrade action. and they don't really have enough money, so I didn't really plan this properly. But anyway, this just gives you an idea of what you can do and you can't do during a particular turn. There's always the possibility of re-rolling dice. The dwarves do it a bit cheaper than others because they don't have any shipping, so of course they can't, if they roll ships they're stuffed, they can't use it unless they convert it to a coin. You can use these conversions, which is change to white, random white that you might not want, into something that you really want to do, or change a specialized die into something. So that's about it. You can gain extra dice. You could buy an extra one. It's quite expensive at 8, but it might work if you buy it early. And then you would go through all the rounds. So we've just done the second round, so we remove that from the board. We've already taken our new bonus tiles. So then starting player would be the Chaos Magicians, and then we do it all again. Now I'll just quickly explain end of game. The score is quite tight, as you can see at the moment. Now at the end of the game, players, I'll just remove these scoring markers and explain how end game works. There's 3 scoring categories. First, you would look at how many buildings you have on the board. So you count the total number of buildings, and they don't have to be adjacent or linked by shipping, because remember, shipping always resets at 0 during your turn. So in order to build up your shipping in that turn, you'd have to get more ships, and they're valid to the end of that round, but then that's it. You restart from 0 next turn. So you count the total number of buildings on the board. The player with the most buildings scores 12, and then 8 and 4 for the second and third. The next thing you would score is this here, and what it does is it tries to mirror the town sort of ability in Terra Mystica, the base game. What it does is you look at a group of directly adjacent buildings on the board. For example, if you were the witches, you'd look at this group here, and then you sum up the value of all of those adjacent buildings. So that will be value 3 and then value 1, so that's a total value of 4. You can see that value is actually printed here on your player board. So sum up all the value. The player with the highest value would get 12 points, second would get 8, and third would get 4. You break up any ties by adding both numbers up and dividing by the number of players tied. And finally you would score your cults. So every cult, the player in the top spot would get 6 points, and then 4 and 2. Leftover coins are converted 3 to 1, and the player with the most points is the winner. So I think that's about it. There are 14 factions in the game. Like I said, some are tweaked, some are not. It's not all factions start with the same number of dice. Some factions start, so these factions are sort of basic. The dwarves start with the grey die, which is their own color, and of course the Chaos Magicians will start with the red die, and the witches will start with the green. But there are some factions that just start with normal basic white dice, some with more, some with less. The engineers have everything cheaper, but they start with less dice, so they're quite slow. And yeah, just check out the full rules and the art if you're interested. And yeah, thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoy it. Well, that was it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, or at least some parts of it. And yeah, the art and the files and the rules and everything is on Board Game Geek. The link is below. Just join in the discussion if you want. And thanks for watching again.